Shalom, like give out honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash, like a double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all you sincere brothers pushing his word across the four corners of the earth. This lesson is entitled, These Are the Biblical Hammites. You're going to see a video after this one. This Edomite who has a YouTube channel where he visits different countries and gets acquainted with those different cultures of that particular country. And on this particular video, he visits Southern Sudan. And while he was there, he noticed the people in the streets, when he came across them, that most of the people that he came across was like 6 feet and taller. It was like many other people he came across was 7 feet and taller. And that's just to show you that those people over there in Southern Sudan goes back to the ancient Egyptians, who are the sons and daughters of Ham. And this is from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. For Ham, it says, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. So yeah, they are dark people, just like the so-called Negroes, but at the same time, they are not from our nation. It's two totally different spirits between us and them. And so a lot of our people consist of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, who are the biblical Israelites. You want to equate yourselves to these people of ancient Egypt, Ethiopia, and just Africa entirely. But at the same time, just show you that spiritual fascination goes back way before time, because our people always had that connection with Africa. But that doesn't mean that we are the sons of Ham. So this is the book of Exodus, the 11th chapter and the 7th verse. But against any of the children of Israel should not a dog move his tongue, against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord do put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. So it's a total difference between us and them. We have a totally different spirit. And just to rewind, I remember back in 2019 while I was in college, I was in class with this Hamite. I didn't know at that time that he was a Hamite, and I wasn't in the truth at that time frame. But I knew through the spirit that it was a difference between me and him. You know, he was known for his great stature as well. He was like 6'9", maybe 7 feet tall. But at the same time, it was just a total different vibration between us two. So our people want to just equate themselves with being Egyptians and just being from Africa entirely. That's not the case. We are the biblical Israelites. We are the Most High's chosen people. And we're supposed to stand upon it with great pride, you know. So this is 1 Samuel, the 17th chapter and the 4th verse. And there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines, named Goliath, of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits in a span. So Goliath was a Philistine giant. He was a champion also. He was a man of war. But he was greatly known for his stature. And a lot of speculations can say that he was probably 13 to 14, maybe 15 feet tall. Now, he was a giant, which he had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot. He was a giant, and they've always been known for their stature. Just like nowadays, how people are just surprised to see those people in Sudan, how tall they are. You know, they have that long, lanky stature. And this is 1 Chronicles, the 11th chapter and the 23rd verse. And he slew an Egyptian, a man of great stature, 5 cubits high, and in the Egyptian's hand was a spear like a weaver's beam. And he went down to him with a staff and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian's hand and slew him with his own spear. It's just to show you that the Egyptians, they are known for their great stature. Not those people over there in Egypt nowadays, because most of them are Edomites. You know, you have those people, the sons of Ishmael over there as well. But for the most part, the ancient Egyptians, they was known for their great stature. And this is 2 Ezra, the 5th chapter and the 50th verse. And I asked and said, seeing thou hast not given me the way, I will proceed to speak before thee. For our mother, of whom thou hast told me that she is young, draw now nigh unto age. He answered me and said, ask a woman that beareth children, and she shall tell thee. Say unto her, wherefore are unto they whom thou hast now brought forth like those that were before, but less of stature? And she shall answer thee, they that be born in the strength of youth are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, when the womb faileth, are otherwise. Consider thou therefore also how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you. So those people that we're going to see in this video over there in southern Sudan, they have less of a stature than their forefathers, because their forefathers were well known, probably over 10, 11, 12 feet tall and more so. But nowadays you see a lot of those people over there in southern Sudan, they're probably like 6 feet tall, and you have a lot of them 7 feet and taller, you know. And that's just for everybody, how Yahweh Shai, he has diminished our heights, you know. But those people over there in Sudan, it's still remnants that they have that great stature. And that was something they was greatly renowned for. It was their stature, that tall height that they had. And this is Isaiah 25:7. And the reason why I want to get this scripture, just to fast forward, this so-called white man, who are the biblical Edomites, according to the scriptures, they are known as a deceiver, which means devil, because they lie about everything on this planet Earth, about history and things of that such. So you have some of those people over there in southern Sudan, Ethiopia, you know, they probably know they are the biblical Hammites, but a lot of them do not know. And this is by the doings of this so-called white man who has been manipulating everything on this planet Earth. This is Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people. And that's Yahweh Bashan Shai. He's going to break all these lies, all these different strongholds in this society. And he's going to allow the truth to come out. And we are witnessing that right now. And the veil that is spread over all nations. And that veil is that a lot of these nations don't know who they really are. You know, you might have a lot of them over there do, but at the same time, a lot of them do not know who they are. So those people in southern Sudan, you know, some of them probably don't even know that they are the ancient Egyptians, the Philistines, that their forefather is Ham. They are the biblical Hamites. It's just how this so-called white man has messed up everything. So with this video right here, I hope this be very edifying to y'all, just to show you that those people over there are the biblical Hamites. And you do have a lot of our people are scattered across over there as well, because pursuant to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 64th verse, that Yahweh is going to scatter us among all people. So we're going to become mingle in with those people as well. And a lot of our people might look like those people of southern Sudan, but for the most and majority part, those people of Sudan, they go back to the ancient Egyptians, who are known as the biblical Hamites. And with this, I hope y'all will be edified. Like, give all honor and glory again to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash, double honors again to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all you sincere brothers. Shalom.
Until today, I always thought that the world's tallest people were in Holland and Latvia. And then I came to the country of South Sudan, and I can't even touch the top of their heads.
South Sudan, as you can see, is a land of the tall and dark. That's the first thing you're gonna see when you first come to South Sudan. And I love it. I love my height, and being here makes me love it and makes me embrace who I am and how tall I am.
So your friends and family the same height as you, the girls?
I'm actually short, believe me. But my brothers are way taller than me.
Okay, so just for reference, you filming? She's the shortest one, and look at this. Like, you're like 5 inches taller than me. I'm the tallest one in my family.
No!
Yeah. The majority of the country's 13 million people belong to the Dinka tribe, who inhabit the banks of the Nile and have some of the most stunning physical features you'll ever see. They're extremely slim and tall, almost all of them, with both men and women averaging well over 6 feet tall. I feel like I'm an NBA locker room right now. My neck hurts from looking up at the sky all day long. I'm 5'7". So you're almost 2 feet taller than me.
Yeah, I'm 225 centimeters.
225 centimeters tall? What's it like being so tall?
Well, it's advantageous, especially when there's a crowd. You don't bother.
Awesome. And how old are you guys?
Yeah, I'm 10.
20?
Yeah, I'm 19.
What is it like being so tall? I mean,
They're very happy to be tall.
they're happy to be tall.
Yes.
In fact, the tallest NBA player in history is a guy named Manute Bol, standing at 7 feet 7 inches. And can you guess where he's from? South Sudan. We're at a basketball game in Juba, South Sudan. They're freaking tall. Yeah.
The basketball court of the rim is like 12 feet, so you have to jump.
Oh, 12 feet. Why are the people of South Sudan so unbelievably tall? What's their secret? Is it in the water? One biological theory states that in tropical climates, animals tend to have longer limbs to allow them to sweat more and not overheat. Since humans also adapt to their climate, that's exactly what the Dinkas have done to evolve as the tallest human race this planet has ever seen. Interestingly enough, the Dinkas have fascinating lifestyles. They don't traditionally eat anything in the daytime, but at night, the feast begins around a fire. Smoked meat, grilled fish, and fresh fruit because there's no shortage of any of that in this country. They don't eat that much beef because they consider cows more valuable than money.
Bashar's telling me if you get married, you have to give 300 cows to the family of the girl. Yeah.
The Dinkas are very friendly and I've never felt unwelcomed at any time so far. I wanted to make this video to give them the positive attention they deserve, because as you know, the Western media mostly covers the neighboring Maasai tribe of Kenya. Thanks for watching, and more to come tomorrow from South Sudan.